Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. And here we are. Hello, everybody. It says it's preparing. Oh,
Okay.
it's
You
even
want me
got
to
me
record
before
as well?
that. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. It's weird. I had the speaker going over here, so your voice was coming in twice, and so is mine. So here we are, we're live. You guys are watching us stumble in as we always do in the lives, because Tracie's not good at this yet. Yet. That's the keywords, right? Yet. So as we get people in here, I'm going to do a couple little techie things. You guys just have some patience with me. That's all it takes, right? So
I'm glad it's you doing it.
Well, we got to wait for some people to get in here before I have you share what you're going to do today. But let me see if I can get our information in the description. Yay! I forward thought enough to copy our information to put in the description box so that it'll all be there. When we're said and done, everything will be in place. So
excellent.
Yeah.
You're a good girl guide, being prepared.
We're gonna laugh because you're all watching me do all the things that I don't know how to set this stuff up. This is probably where producer is the thing that happens, you know, where you're not seeing that they're doing all of these things that I'm sitting here doing right now. So now I don't know how to get back to our live video to see how I'm doing on all of that.
It says live.
There we go.
Up the screen, on top of the screen there. So
we've got a handful of people in there. Hello, Tom and Gail and Bonnie and Sarah and Raymond. And so more and more people, we'll get more and more people in here. Now I'm not distracted. All the information's in the description box, you guys. You're going to hear Judy do an amazing little guided journey for us, and all of her information is in the description box. Both of us have services that we offer online, as well as QHHT Practitioners that we do in person only for QHHT. Let's just talk about QHHT a little bit, because I had some pretty great sessions. And
yes, that's been interesting lately.
I'm telling you, the energy is doing something really amazing these days. And sessions have been extraordinary, eye-opening, healing in both directions. It's amazing to be a practitioner and get to sit in with these things and be like, oh my gosh, that's for me too. Oh, I need to hear that too. So just powerful time of healing and growing and expanding and lifetimes. Matter of fact, I've had two now in the last week or so that they don't even go into a past life. I had one that went right to this temple, and then in her temple was a wall of Akashic records, and the Akashic records were held in the crystals, and she would take a crystal, hold it, and I loved her, and and I know she's watching. I loved that you would take these crystals with your hands and move them around, and her eyes are closed and she's moving them around looking at them, but she could read the crystals and the Akashic record. And so it's really cool. Okay, tell us a little bit about yours.
Well, I've noticed a trend lately that it's not important to go to past existences. So they can be just going, or the higher self, the subconscious, can just be coming in straight away. I had a mind-stretching one for a client the other day of realizing that just because we're in this body, this isn't it. We can be existing in other lifetimes, other existences concurrently, working on things both in this life and in the other existence as well. So yeah, it's all fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And as a practitioner, what you said about the things, it becomes a two-way street at times. You realize things about yourself as well. with what's transpiring in a client session. So yeah, it's an amazing process. I just love every single session, because you never know where you're going to go, what you're going to get, what you're going to learn, and how much further your mind's going to be expanded.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy. I just realized we could probably share these things. I'm going to share this live on Facebook as well, and see if we can bump up the audience, because I'm really excited about the journey that we're going to take and the questions that we have to answer. So let me see about sharing this live event here in a couple of different places and see what happens. Nope, that's not going to let me do it there, but we did get it going live. Let's see what that does. So we, as you guys are building up, and the numbers are climbing, the comments in the comment section are building up, we are going to be doing a drawing here in a few minutes of the 3 30-minute winners. We reached 2,100 people.
Hey!
Oh, it's so fun. And so so hopefully I'm just gonna pull up here in a second. And I got to figure out where I put that, or where that went for me. But I'm going to pull up the little website that you can put all the names in, right? And then it'll mix it all in and draw them randomly. So you guys know that I'm not picking out my besties and saying, here we go. Although you're all my besties, you know that. Yeah.
Well, I know you got a lot of support here in Australia.
Yeah. That's so
and for all our Australian viewers, stay tuned. Tracie and I were just talking about someone visiting here.
Plotting. We're talking about doing a channeling and light language workshop as well, if we can make that all fit into our ideal placements, right?
Yes.
So yes, that's going to be very exciting. I can't wait to figure out when, where, how, and it's all going to fall into place.
It will.
Yeah. So we got Texas, Oregon, Colorado, Wyoming, Scotland. You guys are awesome putting that in there. Yeah. Anyone else that wants to share where they're from, that would be amazing. We like to hear it. So you guys, I'm loving the comments. And thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and watching as much as possible. I love it. I haven't been able to get on as much as I used to these days. It just seems like everything's busy. Yeah. And so it's all good. We got quite a few from Oregon. Hello, all my little Oregon neighbors. That's fun. That's fun to see you guys here. We got Canada and Texas. So you guys, I hope everybody got in on the drawing. I went through just before we went live to enter any of the last minute names. I won't be able to enter anymore because I got it all set up to go now, but you know, these kind of things, we do this every once in a while. We give things away when we reach certain milestones for the page, and so that's exciting. And thank you also to the generous donor of those, because that's what happened. Is one of our listeners said, I want to gift these to people. So we created it as part of reaching the 2,100. And so this is me saying yay, but it's actually a gift from one of the listeners to the winners. So I don't even get to claim that I'm the generous one. I'm just the lucky one that gets to announce it, and I'm the lucky one that gets to spend time with you guys. So
and many thanks to the listener that did.
Yes.
I know.
So exciting. Okay.
What an impact that person is making on 3 people.
Right? I love it.
Yes.
So nice. Okay. So I'm going to share this page, and you guys are going to
we need a drum roll.
Yeah, let's drum roll. I think this is my start button here. I don't know if it picks everybody, or let's see what happens. It's picking you guys. Woo! There's our 3 winners. Okay, so Marcia Neal, Haley Raisins 12, and I Mark 1. Now it is you guys' responsibility to contact me. Oh, Tracie, how do we do that? Well, Marcia, Haley, and Mark, you're going to email me, and I'm not putting my email down below because that invites spam. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing because I think we all have it, but you guys each have one 30-minute session. We need to schedule that through me, not my website. So you're going to email me at traciemahan@yahoo.com. Make sure you spell that right. TRACIEMAHAN, like Nancy, @yahoo.com. Okay, so send me an email, say, I'm a winner. And I'll be like, I know you are. Now let's find out what to do about your 30 minutes and we'll get you scheduled in. Okay. So that's fun. That's always fun. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now let's see if anybody was in that chat room that actually went. Oh, Haley Raisin. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Congratulations. Yay. Yay for us all. Let's see. I already forgot the names. Marcia was one of them, right?
I'm Mark and Marsha Neal.
Yeah. Very fun. Okay, so congratulations. Haley's in the chat room, and if the other two are listening, or you'll be listening later when you get a chance, if you can't make it live, you know how to get a hold of me. I can feel Haley's fingers already emailing me. I can't wait. We're gonna dive in, Haley. So okay, awesome. This is where I want to hand it over to my dear friend Judy, who's going to take us on an amazing journey. We are so lucky to have you as part of this community. And I cannot even begin to tell you how lucky I am to have you as a friend. Take us away. I'm just going to kick back now.
It is mutual, Tracie, as I'm sure the entire audience is saying.
No, they're not. No, just kidding. Might be the delay. That's awesome. All right, you guys, I'm going to close my eyes and let Judy take over here and guide us.
Okay. Well, before I do my little thing, I just want everybody to close their eyes, and I'm sure people will understand the heart space from which this is going to come. And I'd just like everybody to focus on manifesting a new roof for Tracie.
I love it.
Okay, Tracie gives so much to so many. It's time for her to receive. So now, in saying that, once again, just close your eyes. And I'd just like you to think, just place in your mind something that is concerning you or bothering you, or that you have a question about just at this point in time. Just briefly think of it and then let that go, because we're going to bring it back a little later. Okay. So now I would like for you to imagine some very, very high, rugged, jagged mountains, like those in the Himalayas. These mountains are snow and ice clad, and it's very, very cold. You can see the wind whipping up snow and blowing across the peaks. It is early morning, and they are tinged with a beautiful pink and gold light from the rising sun. The mountain peaks form a circle, like a crater. And deep below, within that circle, is the most magnificent lake. The water in this lake has a magical quality. It is a turquoise blue with iridescent lights dancing just below the surface. It sparkles. All the way around the edge of the lake, there is a pebbly shoreline. And these pebbles are in pastel shades and glint in the morning light. Scattered through these pebbles are also crystals of many different colours. As you look at the lake, you can see steam rising around the edge of the water, as this is a thermal lake and the water is deliciously warm and soothing. You notice a little rock pool, just big enough to lie in and feel that beautiful warm water soothing any tensions, any discomfort out of your body. You lay in this pool, just absorbing the magical quality of that water. Your eyes are closed, deeply taking this magical energy, soothing, healing anywhere in your body. You become aware of something else. And you just open your eyes. And out on the lake, you see an island, a lush tropical island full of vegetation, brightly coloured flowers. You didn't notice that before, but now you can see it. The more you look, the more you see. There are birds, brightly coloured birds, and the flowers. You can smell the perfume as it drifts across the water. It is amazing. And then you see a little man in a robe, a brown robe, and he waves to you. He acknowledges you. How did he get there? And then you notice there's a little footbridge between the island and the shoreline. And the robed man starts to walk over to you. He's there in an instant. And he greets you through mind-to-mind communication. He asks you, what is it that is troubling you? And you tell him, mentally tell him what it is that's on your mind. He ponders for a little while. And then he gives you an answer. He may show you something as well. Listen to what he says. If he shows you something, remember what it is that he shows you. He wishes you well and returns back across the footbridge, back onto his island. The footbridge disappears. The island dissolves in a shimmer of crystalline light. You're still in the pool, but something has changed. Something has shifted. And now you can return, knowing that you have your answer, you have your direction, you know that all things will work out exactly as they are meant to. And when you are ready, slowly return your consciousness back to your body, back to where you are, back to where you are sitting or lying down, and slowly, slowly open your eyes.
And now let's bring Judy back into her body.
Exactly.
Oh my God, your voice was knocking me out. I'm like, I'm going to fall over in this chair. So that was,
Well, it's just about evening for you, isn't it?
yeah, it's after 3. So
you've had your day.
Yeah, but it's been a pretty easy day. I've been very lucky. I made a lot of phone calls and got a lot of things taken care of, but it's been a pretty easy day. Thank you so much for that. I loved my little wisdom keeper man. At first he kind of showed up looking like Mario from the video game. And I was like, this isn't what she's describing.
You can be any form.
Figure him out. Why do you look like Mario? And so then he shifted into the form that you were describing. And what he said to me is, life is what you make it. And then he handed me a penny, heads up, which is, for me, that's good luck, right? You find a penny, heads up, that's good luck. So, or make a wish, something of that nature. And then he just kind of faded out. But when I was laying in the water, for me, when I go into healing waters, it turns electric blue. And so it was doing that, it was turning electric blue. And I kept thinking, but my head is out of the water. I mean, this is the stuff that goes out of my head, you guys, when I'm meditating. My head's not in the water. It's like, it's okay, your body's absorbing it. And then I could see the blue kind of coming in and working its way into my face without having to submerge my face. It was weird that I needed to go to that place, right? But that's what it was. So thank you so much. That was wonderful. How did you guys like it? Comment in the chat, and I'll read a couple off before we get going.
Okay.
We definitely got more people in the audience listening now. Let me go back to we did the drawing for the 3 winners. So if you weren't there for that, I'm going to try and navigate myself to show that one more time for everybody. So if you're just showing up and you were wanting to know the winners, we got Marcia, Haley, and Imark. Those are the 3 winners for the 30-minute readings. Okay. So that's all fun. So we got a lot of questions. We
do have a lot of questions, and once again I collated them and I ran the pendulum over in order to pick the order. So it's got nothing to do with me. It's always quite an interesting process, seeing the order in which it's picked. So
yeah, I love that you do that. And so, oh, Melody was given a crystal.
Oh.
The water was amazing. Sophia says the water was amazing. And my message was to go into nature. Yeah. That's probably all of our message, right? So you guys are going to watch me doing this a lot. I don't know why, but today my eyes have been watering like weird. So I've noticed that all day I've been doing that. So you'll probably see me do that a lot. I noticed I had just done it and I'm realizing maybe I'm not crying, although it should be after your roofing thing. Okay. So I'm going to go get Daniel in this beautiful moment of reality. And let's see. Oh, before we get started on that, I do want to announce that we do have the Arcturian Daniel surprise on September 24th at 3 p.m. That's a 1-hour journey with Daniel. It's online. The link for that's down below. It's donation based. So, you know, it fits everyone's budget, right? Go check it out. Love to have you join for the, and you were saying that you might not be able to make that one. And I was like, oh, of all the times that I didn't check in with you, say, what's your availability? I was just like, oh, I need to get this put up before my session. And I was like, peek and put it up. And then you're like, Tracie.
I will do my best.
Well, we always know you're here with us in spirit if you can't make it live, and that's okay. Or even if you jump on for partial, you know, whatever. We'll take whatever we can get. But
I will do my best. It's not outside the realms of possibility.
And the universe shall make it so, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing the things that when you're open to the flow of things, there's a training that starts for me tomorrow, goes Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And I already had somebody booked for Saturday. I was like, I won't be able to do Saturday. And then all of a sudden, the person that was booked on Saturday says, is it okay if I move my appointment over here? So, you know, when we're meant to be somewhere, it happens. I'm not asking for your life to be rearranged for 1 hour of time, but you're going to get there in the way that you're meant to get there. So we're going to trust it. Because yeah, normally you guys, I have to check in with Judy. I'm like, you got to be there. And this time, for whatever reason, and I blame Mercury being in retrograde, I did not. I was like, I just got to get this up. It popped in. I need to do it. Da, da, da. And off I went. So
I'm sure it'll work out.
Okay, I better get Daniel. We got a lot of questions. We're going to get to as many as we can. And I know how many there are, so I'll be on my end of it going, come on, answer faster, because we know how that can go. So, all right, I'll go get Daniel. See you guys in the back end.
On the other side?
On the other side. It is fun. We feel like we want to bring Cinderella into this. And so we want to look at that. The first thing that pops into the mind is Cinderella. And so she was making a wish, right? She made a wish and her wishes were coming true. The fairy godmother waves her magic wand. And here we are, the Arcturians waving our magic wand to bring in answers for today. How about that? We can make a wish and we'll see what we can do about making that come true. All right.
Sounds lovely.
Thank you everyone for being here, by the way, and thank you, Judy, for always being here with us and guiding us along the way. So please do start asking the questions and we'll be on our best behavior. And we all know that can always fluctuate, right? And so
we enjoy those diversions from best behavior.
Tracie is over here like, oh Lordy, I know what best behavior looks like. So let's begin that journey before we start saying things we shouldn't.
All right, so jumping right in, the first question is from Julietta. And she says, if the past and the future don't exist, then how is it that we need to clear things from other lives? And how can we tap into the Akashic records?
such an interesting question. And right out of the gate. So if the past and the future do not exist, why do we need to clear the energy from one to help create the other? Is that how we're understanding it?
Yes.
You don't. You don't, but people hang on to things. People want to hold on to them like little jewels, right? The experiences that you are having. So the experience that you are having has created a vibration, a frequency. So if you think of everything like a frequency, then you realize that these frequencies are creating the experience that you're having now, that you're having now, that you're having now. And so if you want the experience that you're going to have in this next now moment to mirror that of desire, then you need to release that part of the frequency that is keeping you from having the desire, right? So if you do want to think of everything as now, even your past lives are occurring in alternate realities, alternate dimensions now. Because as they say, all things are now. But when you conceptualize the idea of now, you want to make it this moment right here, this one. And instead of thinking of it as a void of time. A void of time instead of now, because now is still a time. And so when you are void of time and all things are happening and all things are in flux with each other, so your time in the 1800s or 532 BC or whatever it is, it's all colliding and moving and melding together as you have had the experiences, and now they become a part of you and you have these experiences. So this experience that you are having right now in this moment, as you listen to us, the energy is rippling through you and it's going into the collective consciousness of you, and it is affecting lifetimes, other lifetimes that you are having. So this moment is affecting others that you are having in other places, other times, other dimensions, other realities, even other lifetimes off planet. So get rid of the idea of time as a whole and look at it in more as a void of time, a black hole, if you will, of energy that is just coexisting. And when the frequencies are creating something that is keeping you from that desire, something that is putting you in a stuck position, something that is of disarray, maybe, then you clear it. And that could be lifetimes ago, that could be now, that could be yesterday, that could be childhood. It's all in the ripple, and it's what's showing up in the frequency at the moment. Did that explain it?
Yes, it did. And I'm sure lots of people are going to say, well, how do you clear it at that moment?
All the different ways that you would clear it. You acknowledge it, you feel it, you go into the vibration of it. A lot of times it is a tricky little thing, isn't it? As you are in your conscious mind and you are saying something is keeping me, oh, I want to go do this thing, but why don't I feel like I can? And why don't I feel like I deserve it? And all those things. And then sometimes you have to go deeper. Sometimes you have to go into the hidden places, tucked away in the nooks and the crannies, to find the vibration, the frequency, because it's been hiding for so long. And so acknowledging the pain, the disruption, the incompatible frequency is the first step. Feeling the feelings around it, that's another step. Acknowledging, getting a different perspective of it could be another step. We know there's a lot of abuse out there. We know there's a lot of dark, shadowy things that people can put their minds on. And we say to you, if you were to trust that everything had its place, had its time, had its purpose, and that everything in your reality is playing something back to you for you to see, for you to acknowledge, for you to understand about yourself, for you to let go of judgment, for you to let go of control, for you to move forward in your own ways. And we know that is a very generic format, and that some things will go deeper than other things, and they're showing up for different reasons than just something that you could quickly dust off your shoulders. You might need to see somebody who is skilled at helping you dig deeper. Go find somebody that does this type of work to help you clear the energies. And believe us that everyone benefits from something like that. Everyone can benefit from going deeper into looking into their soul, looking into their journey, looking into what's keeping them from evolving into the next thing if they feel like they're being stuck in that. People feel stuck in their spirituality. I feel like I'm not hearing things, seeing things, feeling things, maybe like I used to, or maybe at all. And again, finding the right class to take, finding the right people to talk to, finding the right video to watch, whatever it might be that's going to resonate. There's books and books and books, there's videos, there's all kinds of assistance out there to help you move the energy. Sometimes you've reached the top of where you can go with the platform that you've been on. Maybe you go to a spiritual counselor, maybe you go into certain books and certain authors, and maybe that's taken you as far as you can go. Maybe the next question is, what's next? What do you want me to look at next? Not where your agenda sits, but where does spirit want you to go now? And to look beyond that of your desire and ask, what would be in my highest good? What direction should I go? Show me the way. Bring to me the things that would be best for me to explore at this time. And you'll start to find your way to things that maybe you didn't even know were a thing in the first place. What do they say? You do not know what you do not know.
Yes.
And so look for that thing that you do not know, and maybe you'll find it and it'll be expansive and bring you to something you could have never even imagined. Maybe you're the way shower that's going to be bringing in the next level of information. And so you need to clear your mind and be open and ready to do that. And maybe that's why you feel stuck, because you're looking for something instead of sitting and allowing and being open to the energy and the flow of what's next. How's that? Did that help with ideas?
As always, as always, you've answered not only that first question, but quite a few others that are in the list as well.
Particularly look at us knocking them out. We like it.
Particularly the next one on the list, which is from Purvey, who feels like they're walking in mud at the moment. Then they know that they are doing exactly what they need to do right now. But they question, why are they doing it and wasting time? So they don't feel, they're not feeling the joy of doing what they know they should be doing, but
why am I doing it and wasting time? Oh, can you feel the energy of that question? Why am I doing it and wasting time? You are never, and we want to reassert it, that never wasting time, ever. Everything you are experiencing, and that's what you came here to do. You came here to experience. Now, there are so many elements into every person, so this is not a blanket answer. There's no one answer fits all, right? Everybody is on their individual journeys. And sometimes there is a pause in that journey because you are waiting for somebody else to catch up. You are waiting for another significant person to reach that frequency that you are waiting at, so that you can meet and move to the next phase together. This could be family members, it could be significant others, it could be friendships, it could be bosses or employees, it could be a lot of different dynamics in that. And for each of you, that would be different. But what we see with this particular person in this particular question is that there is somebody else involved that is not ready yet. And that's why you feel like you are in stalemate, waiting in the hangman position, if you like tarot, right? You're in the hangman position, just waiting. But we say to you, there is never a wasted moment. And the time that you spend in this pause for everything to catch up for you, we say to you, spend it wisely. Keep your mind and your thoughts on those desires, because when the gates open, when that energy does finally shift, it's going to come in very fast. And so we say to you, have you ever had those moments where you feel like, Oh, I'm unemployed. Let's do that one. I'm unemployed. And so you spend the 3 weeks that you're unemployed because you don't know you're getting a job in 3 weeks. So you spend it all stressed out, stressed out, stressed out, stressed out. I don't have a job. I don't have a job. What am I going to do? How am I going to pay the bills? This income from the government is only going to last for so long. How am I going to get there? How am I going to get there? And this is how your mind goes for 3 weeks. And then you get the job and you go, oh, I wish I would have known I had that job coming. I wouldn't have spent all that time worrying. Why don't you just not spend all that time worrying and know that that job's coming? So think about it in that way. Don't spend the time that you have in a place of stress or worry or disappointment or fragmented because you wish it were different or doing something else. Be in the moment that you're in. What is it providing for you? There was a time during this week that Tracie had somebody reschedule, and she had this whole open block, and she was sitting there going, well, what am I supposed to do? What am I going to do at this time? I don't know what to do at this time. So she did eventually find something to do. She has plenty of animals to go dote on and play with. She had lots of different things around the house that she could do, but in the moment that she had that gap in her time and her schedule, and she felt a little lost. What am I going to do with that? I'm not used to having free time. What do I do with my free time? And it was quite the hilarious chatter, as she likes to have everything planned out. And that's not on my schedule to have free time here. And so we say to you, enjoy what moment you're in. Enjoy the time you're busy. Enjoy the time you're slow. Find ways to be in joy in all things. And when you find that joy, you'll find that things will show up for you to be joyful about. And you are never wasting that time. Even that time that you were sitting there wondering about wasting that time, you're learning something, you're experiencing something. And maybe that something is going to help you to enjoy the next moment even more when it shows up for you. Or maybe it will give you another experience. And so we invite you to be present in it and see what comes of that. Play with the energy a little. Okay, I'm going to sit here. What could I do at this time? Maybe I could paint something. Maybe I could play an instrument. Maybe I could call a friend. Maybe I could write a letter. Maybe I could do poetry. Maybe I could sit and stare at the sky. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Do something with the time or do nothing with the time. And it'll be beautiful no matter what you do. Okay.
Lovely. Okay, Julie would like to know, when you put an intention into a crystal, how long does the frequency of that intention last?
We want to say as long as it lasts. It's like think about a rechargeable battery. You charge it and it lasts as long as it lasts, right? So how long does this intention last? You have to understand that is also going to be a very convoluted question, and it's going to be different for each intention. Let's say you intend for this crystal to send out healing frequencies, and then you hand it to somebody that's not feeling well. Well, the exchange of energy is that this crystal is exchanging energy, sending in healing energy, but also receiving illness, right? It's pulling the illness. Mm-hmm. There's an exchange. There is this flow. And so that is why you clear your crystals, because the crystals are designed to clear your frequencies or exchange frequencies. That's probably a better way to put it. Exchange the frequencies with you, moving the energy. So if you're using the crystals, you'll want to recharge them. If you're not using the crystals, then consider where you're placing the crystals, because even if the crystals are in a room, then they're exchanging energy with the energy that comes and goes from the room. So we would say it is a matter of sensing it. If you sense the crystal isn't holding the charge anymore, go set more intentions for it. Clear the crystal, recharge it, and go again. So that is where your intuition would be a most magnificent tool for you. And we invite you to practice with your intuition, hold the crystal. You could even talk to the crystal. Are you ready for another charge? Or you can just keep recharging it and set that intention that it is always holding and sustaining the vibrations as you charge it on a regular basis. Everyone is different. Everything is different. Every crystal is individual, like a human being. Hopefully that helps.
Oh, that's an interesting answer there. Thank you. And the next question is also from a different Julie, and she has just begun a new business venture and wondering if there is any message for her about that.
We're going to tune into her just a little bit, so excuse our pause here when we step into that energy. It feels like the energy, Julie, is 3/4 of the way there. In other words, there's a quarter of you that is still wondering, and why you post the question, right? Because there's that little sliver of you that's still wondering, is this going to work? Is this going to make it? What advice do you have for me? If you didn't have doubt, you wouldn't have the question. And so we want to work with you on clearing that last fragment of doubt, because you have everything it takes. You are an amazing, beautiful soul. You have things to share, and you have an amazing gift and ability to bring into the world. Everything that you are putting forward is very beautiful to share. And so we want you to understand that you are ready. It is time. Let go of the doubt, let go of the fear, and let go of that part of you that worries about failing, or if failing isn't the word you want, not succeeding. But you'll go forward, you'll succeed, you'll do well. People want what you have to share. And so we ask that you call in your collective right now, or as you hear this, and ask to clear any remaining doubt and fear energy, because you are ready to soar, and we're ready to watch you soar. So we want you to just step fully into your power and allow for this to take off and to be wonderful and to be a beautiful reflection of success for you, because you are worthy and deserving for this to go into absolutely every dream fragment you've ever had for it. And so let it happen.
Beautiful. And the next question is from Juliet, and I've just noticed that the first one was Julietta, then we had two Julies, and now we've got Juliet. Totally random, but that's the way it is. So Juliet has some obvious, sounds like fairly serious health issues, and is doing the best to stay out of fear, and has turned to a more natural means of healing. She asks, what guidance can her loving collective give to her?
Does she mention what her ailments are?
No. She is doing inner work to release emotions as well.
And this is Julietta.
This is Juliet. Yes. Juliet.
Julie's. We want to remove 7 cords from the back. These cords are going to times of lifetimes and this current life of toxicity. And so we want to invite the white light healers. We want to invite the mantis beings. We want to invite her collective. We have the Arcturians, we have Palladians. She has quite a team, quite a crew. And she has her dragon realm here with her too. The dragons are here, which is good. We're going to have them breathe the fire over her and bring in purity. And anyone that wants to follow along, if there are illnesses or discomforts, backaches, different things that you are experiencing, any kind of discomfort, let's invite right now to remove all the threads, the cords that you have to things that are toxic, past life, current life, wherever it is in the universe and time. We want to move this off of the body. We're going to hit it with love and light. So imagine white light coming in, and this cord is just being beautifully dissolved into the white light. We send love, peace, and forgiveness in all directions, all time, all space, all dimensions, all realities, all timelines, all aspects of self, and every version you've ever played in all eternity. And we ask for this to be dissolved and complete and sent into love and light. And a deep breath in and release. And let the dragon breathe fire over you to exterminate. Exterminate? No, to evaporate any residue that may have been left behind. Maybe exterminate is a word for some of you. I don't know, but that is a funny one to come in. So let the breath of the fire of the dragon come in over you and purify this temple that is your body. There is sadness still buried. The sadness comes into the upper chest and the throat. It is like a scream that didn't get screamed, a feeling that never got felt. And it's a feeling of agony, of pain, of just total frustration. The unfairness is there. There you go. You're releasing it now. And let that move through. Let it move out. You are in a new time now, Juliet. You are in a new time. You don't have to carry that anymore. Your body does not have to carry it anymore. Let it be free. Let it be free. Let it be healed in this moment as we call it in. As a collective, we are seeing you healed. We are seeing and holding you in this space of healing. Claim it and move it into the frequency of your body. I am healed. I hold gratitude for all the spiritual realms of healing, for Source, for the collective that is here joining today, holding gratitude for the healing, for you and all others who are asking for this healing today. Let's put your loved ones that need healing in here as well. What a perfect opportunity for that as this collective is growing bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger, pulling in the energy of the collective, pulling in the energy of those loved ones that we all have in our hearts right now that are hurting or in pain. It can be emotional, physical, it can be disease, it can be whatever they are going through. It can be addictions. Oh, that word, addictions. Let's find the ones that are suffering from addictions, pull them in, and let's clear this out. Let's send the white light to be all around them, moving through them, around them, holding them in that space of just release and let it go. Big breath and release and move that in the highest and best good for all involved. Remove these pains, these burdens, these sorrows, these deeper, deep wounds. We call it in as healed. The addictions, we call it in as healed. The cancers in life, we call it in as healed. The disease, the aches, the pains, the migraines. Somebody's got migraines. We call it in as healed. We call it in as healed. We call it in as healed. Vision healed, hearing healed, sinuses are healed, allergies healed. Why not, right? Why not? Let's pull it in. As everyone's organs are now fully feeling this experience of healing, move it through your bodies and move it through the bodies of the loved ones. Imagine again that beautiful place that Judy painted for you in the beginning of that water. Healing waters moving through healing. We call it in for the planet. We call it in for the earth, the air, the water, the fire, the people, the plants, everything that has life, we call it in. And so there we are.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And thank you to Juliet for asking that question that we all benefited so much by.
Yes.
It was wonderful. Okay. Ooh, I need to get my head back. The next one is from, I hope I'm saying it correctly, Regan. And they say, how can one stay in the flow of the energy of manifesting without having the subconscious thoughts of not being good enough or deserving? Do we just allow those thoughts to pass by?
Well, we want to say you're always in the flow of manifesting. And yes, those thoughts that come in of not worthy, if you're in a place where you're now identifying that you have that thought, then it means you're healing. It is when you're not aware that you are having the thought that you are not worthy, or the vibration or the frequency that you're not worthy. And so to identify it is to heal it. When it pops in, you say, that's not who I am anymore. I am worthy. I do deserve this. It is for me and it is my turn. And so we think you already have your answer by identifying it and by being present with it. You're healing it and stepping more into the vibration of the manifestation of the desire by looking at that block that shows up for you. So we want to commend you, applaud you for recognizing when those thoughts come in, because that is exactly how you heal it. And happy creating, have fun with it. Wouldn't it be fun if you just created the thing you desired and you didn't have to worry about any blocks? Wouldn't that be fun? So go out with that attitude. It's going to be so fun today to create something without any blocks and go do it. Even if it's a cup of coffee or tea or your favorite beverage, just go create something and just have fun.
Lovely. Okay, Keith is the next one and would like to know if there are negative entities trying to suppress his light. He says since childhood he's expected a life of joy, but each time he feels it should be close, something happens to stop it.
Yes. Keith, is that right?
Keith, yes.
It's time to release a lifetime that you carry guilt. So every time that you start to manifest and create that desire that will bring you joy, there is a lifetime that holds you in guilt, and then you sabotage it, take it away, create something in your environment that sabotages it. It may look like it's coming from the outside and it's happening to you, but it is because you have set up this energy frequency that says, I'm going to pursue joy, but it's never going to happen because I don't deserve it because I was a bad person in another lifetime. Well, here's news for everybody. You have all been bad people in other lifetimes. That's how you evolve. You have to know what it's like to be this, to understand that, to experience this, to enjoy that. And so somewhere in your storylines and your lifetimes, you have experienced what it's like to be in the lower frequencies so that you can know how to appreciate the higher frequencies. You've been the dominant male and the submissive female. You've been it all. And so what we want for you, Keith, is we want for you to release lifetimes that are surrounding the sabotage and feeling unworthy of the joy, because we see great joy waiting for you. It's almost like there is this glass wall and it's a very thin glass. You could just break it with, flicking it with your finger. It's so thin, but it is there and it is stopping you from your joy. So you can see it. You can see it and you can almost touch it, but it doesn't ever quite make it to you because you keep yourself behind the wall. So in your mind right now, we're going to call it in that this is healed for you now. You no longer have to carry the burdens of other lifetimes. Everybody in those lifetimes, any reason why you might feel guilty if people's lives were lost, guess what? They signed up for that. They played that role. You signed up for that. You played that role. And it's time to forgive that now. It's time to let that go now. And it's time to play this role and play the part of being joyful and play the part of being in high vibrations and play the part of being the person you want to be in this lifetime and be the best version of yourself that you can be. So guess what? Time to grab a little hammer and knock out that glass. Let's all do that in our minds, that anything that is keeping us from the joy in our life, let's break those shields. Let's let it crumble and let's step through that threshold and move into that joy and release yourself from that prison. If you feel like there's chains on you, guess what? You got the key. It's right there. It's hanging on a string on your neck. Grab the key, unlock the lock, let the chains fall. Get them off. Some people, somebody's got chains on their arms and their feet. Unlock, let it go so you can move past that threshold. It's funny, you broke your glass, but you still had chains binding you so you couldn't walk through the threshold. So let's move that energy. You don't have to hold it anymore. This lifetime or other lifetimes, they all happened for a reason. When you get into the bigger picture, you understand that the people in your life did what they did to get you to where you are so that you could do what you did to get the next person to where they are. You have different energies with each interaction you have. You play a different role for each person you meet. It serves you, it serves them. It is a very interactive playground, right? And so you are growing and expanding. And as you grow into self-forgiveness, as you grow into self-love, and you let go of the judgment, not judgment on others, because all judgment on others reflects back that you have judgment on yourself. So let go of the judgment on yourself. Let go. If you see yourself judging someone else or being snarky about someone else and back talking somebody else, you need to go sit in a corner and figure out where that fits for you. Where is that in your life? Where are you not measuring up? Where are you not doing that? Where are you the one that isn't doing the thing that you're accusing everyone else of doing? So get real with yourselves. Move into these places. You have the power, and we want you to understand that you have the power to look at it. Go look at it. You're miserable because there's mirroring going on around you to point things out to you that you need to go look at, but you don't look at it, so it gets more miserable until you're forced to look at it. And you don't want to get to the place where you're forced to look at it. Who designed that? You did. You designed that because you want to be successful in this lifetime. You want to ascend, you want to move forward, you want to, on your last day, when you go to look at that life and review it, you want to say, oh my gosh, I did it. I set up enough breadcrumbs for myself, and I pushed myself in enough of a corner that I finally figured it out, and I was able to move past this, and I was finally able to do what I came here to do. That's what you want to do. So you are the one that designed it. You are the one that put these things in your path. You are the one that needs to conquer it and take the power back. Do not give it to other people. Do not give it to us. Do not give it away. You are in power. Now we say that, but we also say you are the one that's going to make the change. You're the one that's going to tackle this thing. But if you need someone else's help and insight for that, that is okay as well. Just know that you are the one that's doing the healing. You are the one that's making the change. They are facilitating for you. They're holding space for you. But you are the one that made the appointment. You are the one that has to look at this deeper, darker part of self. You are the one that has to heal and do the journey. So remember that. You are the one doing it, and you're doing a wonderful job of it. And Keith, you are amazing. You deserve this outcome you're looking for. You deserve the joy. You deserve to be filled with love and light. You deserve to have all the beautiful love in your life that you've ever wished for. You deserve to spread your arms wide open and welcome it all into your life. And we hope you do that. And we encourage you to do that. And we welcome your beautiful counterparts, your benevolent beings known and unknown to you, to come in and help you to do that. And don't forget to ask them. Ask them. They can't help you unless you ask. So bring them in closer and let them help you throughout your day. We will stop on that one now. We know that a lot of people were really feeling it, and we were feeling it too, but there was a lot of energy there. And we hope that everybody was able to take something from that.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next one is from Jeanette, who got to see another existence in a session recently and would like to know if that existence was an Arcturian being, and what can you tell her about that being, particularly if it's its name.
And this is Jeanette, you said?
Jeanette, yes.
Jeanette. You met a being and you want to know what it is and what is its name. That's the short version?
Yes, if it was Arcturian.
Well, she's connected to more than one. She has amphibian beings with her, water beings. Probably connecting. She may love the water, the ocean, dolphins, whales, mer people. We're hearing mer people were there. She only saw one, but there were more that were there. Yes, Arcturians were there. Syrian, Arcturian, Andromedan, mer people, avians, the bird tribes. She's connected to quite a few. So we're not going to give you names for all of them, but as we see it, okay, so we're asking for the one that showed itself to her to please come forward. Anshar. The Anshar is another one that you're connected to. We don't believe that's the one that showed itself to you. Especially if you're saying Arcturian, then Anshar looks more human. We're still not seeing. Well, that one step forward, please. They're all very excited to be like, oh, she's paying attention. We're going to all get in here and let her know we're here. She's listening now. And it's overwhelming the amount of collectives that you have access to. And so they're trying to start you off slowly by bringing the one in, but that got you here. And now they're all, it's like when someone goes to get a mediumship reading and the whole family shows up, right? And the medium is sitting there going, I don't know which one wants to go first, but you got the whole crew. And so we say that to you. The Arcturian feels feminine to us. Feminine in nature. We're asking if there is a name that she would like to go by. It is interesting because they are more of a frequency, and so she's giving us a frequency. You know, we played with Tracie when she said, "What's your name?" and we said Daniel. And that was a joke, but it stuck, and so now we are Daniel. So when we look at this frequency, it feels like a very soft, swirling, beautiful energy. And so what happens is you want to look for a name that fits this energy that comes through, much like naming a child or naming your puppy. Maybe sometimes you have the dog for a couple of days before you really know the name because it's a personality will come through, right? And then you can name it a name that feels right for that personality. So with this one, we're going to hand it back and say, she wants you to find a name that feels comfortable for you, that fits the energy and the vibration she comes through at, because she has no human name. That is something she wants you to give her. So we apologize, we're handing it back, but there is a lot of other beings there to name as well. So have a lot of fun with that. You might want to keep a notebook so you don't forget who's who, but you do have beautiful councils around you.
I'm sure that will keep it quite busy for a while.
Oh, she'll be busy. She's got a lot going on there.
Okay, thank you.
Somebody in your audience needs to know that they have hybrid children. And so if that, when we just said that just now, if that rang in your ears, like, or hit you in some way energetically, you needed to know you have hybrid children. You go to see them when you're in your sleep state. You go to see them and they do know who you are. And you feel separate and alone in this world because you long for them, but you don't realize that's what's happening, because your mind is cleared of those visits when you return into the human form. So if you believe that is you, start asking to remember so that you don't long for these children when you're in the human form, because you're able to communicate with them telepathically. And so you'd still be able to have a relationship with them once you become consciously aware that they are in existence. And so let the conscious mind absorb that thought, that idea, ask to remember, or ask to make communication with them, and start communicating with your children. Your hybrid children are ready for that to start happening. Okay, sorry. Sometimes that hasn't happened before, has it? Where we just random get something. So that was fun.
I'm sure it's applicable. Okay, the next one is from Raymond. And wants to know if there's any blocks that need to be cleared in order to help him manifest the goals and live more of the passion and purpose in the life.
The blocks that need to be removed to lead towards passion and purpose. The first thing we see is we see your feet in mud, and the mud goes up just above the ankles. And so when we see mud and your feet are in the mud, it's very difficult to pull each step out and move forward. And so it's drudgery, right? It's very difficult. We are focused on the left leg, which means something that happened in the past needs to be cleared for you to move forward. And we hope it is not manifesting in the physical body at this point. And hopefully we got to this question soon enough in your life that you're not manifesting aches and pains in the knees and the joints and the hips and the feet and all of that as you're trying to move forward. What we see going on in the past, there was something where there was a failure. Something didn't work out the way you wanted it to, it failed. And even though consciously you think you've moved past that, there is a version of you that was very traumatized by the failure and very discouraged by the failure. We're here feeling it right here in the heart chakra now, like almost like an anxiety attack coming in. And so this failure has been rippling through everything. And so that is the block. It might have even been something like science fair at the school when you were 12 years old. So we want you to realize that this has been hanging in there with you. We don't feel like you're very old. We do feel like you're a child when this happened, or in the youth of your livelihood. And so we just want to go back to that day. We want to go back to that childlike self, whatever year it was in your childhood. And we want to tell you it's going to be okay, because you turn out pretty awesome. You turn out really great, and you're going to have great ideas, and you're going to move forward in amazing ways, and you're going to be able to create. So let go of this fear of creating. It's in the failures that you find the right way to go, right? And everything you see on this planet that was ever invented or created or established or built has failed first. Matter of fact, we had a session this week, an ascension session this week, where we asked our client, our counterpart that was working with us, to go back to the very first incarnation, the very first planet that was ever created, the very first moment of experiencing life. And what was that like? And the answer was that it was chaotic, and it wasn't formulated correctly, and the energy body wasn't serving, so they wanted to create the physical body. So even the very first Earth or planet that held life forms, the very first attempt at that was a failure and needed to be redone and redone and redone. And so for people that needed to hear that, know that you are always in creation, you're always evolving, and you're always getting better and better and better. And it just keeps going that way. So let's release those times that didn't work out, because those times that didn't work out are like a stair step to the time that does. And so release that fear of failing again. Release that time that it didn't work out. Release the time that it felt embarrassing or humiliating because something you tried to do didn't work. Let it all go, because it is in those failures that the greatness can be birthed, that your creativity gets kicked in, that your mind starts wheeling and turning and looking for, if it didn't work like that, then how can it work? What can I do? What is the next step? Let me look at something I haven't looked at before. And you start getting out of the box, and you start getting more creative. And so it's in that failure that blossoms the most beautiful version of you that you could ever even imagine having, which leads you to the greatest success of all. And that is you being in your truest and most authentic self. And so that is our answer for that.
Beautiful words. Thank you.
Yes.
And the next one is from Nicole, who's having a lot of trouble when she goes out in the street with people, cars, seeing her. And she's nearly been hit by cars a few times.
And we want to, it is interesting. We want you, Judy, we want you to answer that. We want you
me to answer that?
What's that?
Did you say you want me to answer that?
We want you to answer that one.
Okay. Well, Nicole, I have also had the similar experience, not so much walking, but in my car. And it's to do with being at a different frequency to those around you, and they just don't see you. So you need to be very aware of where you are in relation to other things, moving vehicles, people, etc. It's just be happy about that. Even though it's disarming, just be happy, because you are well and truly on your way.
And you can always ask your counterparts, please, when I go out into public today, help them to see me.
Put that white pyramid of light around you, or a white bubble of white light to protect you.
Absolutely. What a beautiful answer. Well done.
I certainly can relate to that one.
Yes. Of course you
Okay.
can. You're a high buzzing, you're a high vibrating and buzzing woman. So,
It's when
we're
you
lucky
catch
the camera can catch her, you guys, and she's not phasing out. We do think we've had
That would
shows
be
where we've lost
interesting.
connection. So let's go ahead with the next question.
And the next one's from Adina, and she'd like to know, is the time right to open up to different alternatives like homeopathy, or should they just go with the flow?
And what was the name?
Adina.
Well, they already have their answer. They already know their answer to that question. It is interesting because they have loved ones on the other side that are also communicating and guiding them. Ask for the synchronicities to be loud and clear. There's signs that are coming to you, but you're missing them. And so ask for the signs and synchronicities to become loud and clear. We get a yes. Yes, it's a great time to explore that, but there's more to that question that didn't get asked, and we're not quite sure what it is, but there's a bigger picture to look at than just that one piece. And you are being sent your loved ones. You have loved ones that were your family in this lifetime that are on the other side, that are giving you clues, giving you signs, synchronicities, lining you up at the right place at the right time, phone calls coming in that are just the right people, or whatever it might be, conversations. You're being taken care of. So keep following that lead and explore this. Yes, it is time to look at other options, other modalities, other things. Definitely the homeopathy. What did you call it? The
Homeopathy.
Homeopathy. Thank you for giving us the word twister. Yes. And everyone else is like, that's a common word. Stop that, Daniel. But anyways, explore it all, but watch for the synchronicities. You're getting clear signs as to what way to go, but you're not trusting your signs, and that is leading you to ask us this question. So we say you already have your answer. Now just pay attention to your signs and synchronicities, and that'll help you move forward.
Excellent. Okay, the next one is from Deli Girl, who wants to know how to speed up manifestation of the life that she wants, particularly in relation to a compatible love relationship.
We're going to have you read that one again. She wants to speed up manifestation of a
life that she wants with a compatible love relationship.
And Deli Girl, is that the name?
Deli Girl, yes.
Okay, Deli Girl. It is. This is going to be for a collective that is ready to hear this information. It's not new information. You need to become the energetic match to that desire. So that is a frustrating answer. We understand that. Believe us. Tracie is over here like wringing our neck going, what are you talking about? You have to trust that you have designed this life. Yes, you have put this life together. You have put the synchronicities together. You have put the pivotal people and the most important people in your pathways. It will not pass you by. You need to understand that. And we know that you have been working at becoming the energetic match to this desire. So we can feel that triggered you in a way. Yes, we understand that. And we understand that your partner, the one that you're looking for, is also doing the work to become the energetic match. But you also need to understand that there's a timing piece to this that comes together, because it is so much bigger than just two loves meeting, right? Two beloveds coming together and becoming this beautiful relationship that you both have always been longing for. It's more than that. You are volunteers. You are here to be way showers, to bring light into this world. So here's something that a lot of you haven't thought about. When you come together with that counterpart, you are amplifying energy. That the planet is not ready for the energy to be amplified in that way yet. That could be part of the hang-up. But we say to you, it is not going to be long. Don't worry. And this planet is evolving actually quite quickly, more quickly than people realize. And so as this planet is evolving and raising its vibration, that is important. Keep the vibration up as much as you can. Keep this beautiful energy of desire open and flowing, because as you keep joy in the air, as you keep creating your most beautiful reality, the earth can become that higher vibration that will hold and sustain a world and a population that can handle the energy you're going to create when you come in contact with your partner. And that is what I'm seeing right now with you, is that the partnership hasn't happened. And this goes for several of you that are looking. This partnership hasn't happened yet because the earth is not ready for the energy that will be created when it comes together. Don't get discouraged by that answer. It is coming it is coming sooner than you think. By that answer, we feel like you're putting that out there like it may never happen. That is not true. It will come around, and it will come around. When everything clicks into place, then it'll feel like so many things that you've been working for have just all of a sudden dumped on your lap, and it's all there all at once in the most beautiful ways. And that is coming for you. Keep holding that vision, keep holding that reality, because it is creating it, and you are attracting it to you faster and faster through keeping your spirits up about it. Did that make sense to you, Judy? Do you think
absolutely, yes. Yes, there is so much more to this bigger picture than
it is a bigger
just
picture.
our tiny little view of it. So fascinating. Thank you. The next one's from Penny, and she would like to ask about her brother who has slipped into a coma. He's had a health condition for many years.
What is her question?
If you can tell her anything about her brother, because he's no longer able to be conscious.
The first thing that comes to us with her brother is that he is still tethered to the physical body, because he is a conduit of information that's coming in. We're guessing she wants to know if he will recover from this coma state. That is not clear, and that is not for us to know. There's lessons that are being learned. There are things that are evolving from this state of him being in this place. And if we were to, there are some things that we do not get to know, because if we knew the answers, then the lessons wouldn't be learned, and or the information, the growth that is coming from the circumstance would not be made. And so we do not get to have the answer of whether or not he'll come out of that place. But we do see him as being a beautiful, illuminated powder blue color of light coming down from what you would consider the heaven realms, is coming down into his physical being and bringing that light into the world. And so even when in a coma, your brother is still doing his work here on earth. And he comes and goes out in and out of the body. So when you are talking to him, he does hear you. Interesting. Tracie says, is he comfortable? And that is a good question, actually, because he wouldn't be awake to say, can you move my leg? It hurts. So we do feel like he is comfortable. If you do energy work, if you do any, well, you don't even have to be a Reiki master or anything of that nature. you do energy work just through intention. It would help his physical body if you would run energy on. So if you can go into his room, or even if you were at home and you were just thinking about him, imagine a beautiful rainbow of energy light moving through his body, keeping all of his cells going, keeping his blood flow going, and just seeing him in good health, his physical body in good health, and run energy on him. So if you're there, physical touch on his body is good. Run the energy. And if you cannot be there, then do it remotely. And we feel a lot of people doing it right now. They heard us talk about that, and then they stepped in and started running energy. Did you do that too, Judy? Did you run energy?
I did that. I certainly had the chills in hearing about that beautiful blue light that was coming, that energy that was coming through. So no, it was a lovely experience for him.
And we want to ask you, Judy, as you tuned into that, did you get any information that you could share? Nothing like being put on the spot.
No, there's nothing like being put on the spot. You do it very well to me. No, I certainly resonated with what you said about him being a channel for this energy coming into the planet. Mm-hmm. That was very important. Yes, and I also felt Penny's energy at that point in time as well, and it was very emotional. It was very emotional as she recognised that he is serving a far different purpose and perhaps to what she ever understood.
Beautiful.
As we all are, really.
We just felt the presence of Archangel Raphael enter this space with us as well. He has beautiful guardians around, beautiful guardians. And we do hope for his return to the physical body, because we think it would be wonderful if he could experience some of what he brought into the world through this experience. But he is helping in ways that are hard to understand in the human realm.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and do the next question.
Well, we have time for one, maybe two more. So the next one is from Ashley, who's experiencing new beings during meditation, and has seen a female with purple features. I'd like to know what is it that this female wants them to know, and where might she be from?
And what is the name of this one?
This is Ashley.
Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley. Well, one of the things to know, Ashley, is that you are connected to worlds beyond this world. You are connected to other universes. This being is from one of the other universes. It comes through the portals of the sun, moving through into this realm and this reality. It's kind of like, oh, there you are, I found you. That's how we feel about it. I found you. But you were always intended to find each other again. This is a collective that you have been with before in other incarnations. You had a form that looked just like that at a time. And in fact, you may have an aspect of you that is playing out a role like that right now in the current moment. All the time gets convoluted, doesn't it? We talk about time in different ways. Let's just change that. You are in an incarnation in that planet, and this is a connection of yours. We don't feel like this one is you from the other planet, but that this one is linked to you, and almost like a conduit of information between you and the other you, the you in that universe. We do not get a name for this collective for you, but it is not one of the ones that would be commonly known in your reality at this time. They may bring that name to you because, again, you have different ways of deciphering the names and deciphering, for instance, calling us Arcturians. That's not how we would refer to ourselves in our realities, but there is no translation. There is no way to communicate that to you. So this is the closest thing in your reality for a name or a way to recognize us. And so it's the same with them. And that is for collectives that go outside of that as well. And so just communicate with them. They want you to know that you're doing well. There's more of them that come with this one that you see. We feel like there's 4 more standing behind that one. And so this is a council that's here to help you right now. You are activating some telepathy. You are activating, we're hearing supersonic hearing, but we think that you'll be able to hear your collectives easier as they keep working with you. Ask them to remove any of the stagnant energy, keeping that blocked, or any energy implants that you may have put in place at a younger time in your life, so that you weren't going to be that child that freaks out the parents, right? And so there's some blocks there that they can work with you to remove, so that you can see, hear, and sense them better and stronger, and start remembering and stepping into the role that you came to do for that purpose. As we look at that, we do see that there is something they are coming here to work with you on. What that is, we're not entirely clear about just yet, but it does feel like it involves the heart chakra, and it feels like it involves service to others, or work that you'll be doing with communities or children in communities as well. So we'll leave that there. Do we have time for another?
Not really.
Okay, then. We just want to thank everyone for being here. We're sorry we don't get to everyone's questions, but we will do our best to find ways to bring you your answers in your realities as well. We will work with your collectives to bring you your answers. So thank you so much for being here with us. And thank you, Judy, for facilitating again, and for being such a wonderful, wonderful and joyful part of all of these communications, and for being a good sport when we pick on you. And we'll go ahead and bring Tracie back. Anyone that feels like they left their body for these communications, please come back into your bodies, back into that moment of being in clarity and being connected to the physical body. And thank you so much for being here and letting us be a part of your journey.
Thank you, Daniel. Wonderful experience as always.
Oh, goodness. Hopefully everybody got some good answers there.
There's lots of good stuff
here. Yeah, we do got some comments in there. Juliet's saying she got the goosebumps or the truth bumps. It's so good to see all you guys. I'll go back in and read those comments a little bit later, but here we are. Geez, that went fast, didn't it? So, all right, until next time, we'll try to whip one of these up for next month too. Appreciate you, Judy, and everyone. How do people find you for services?
mylifespurpose.com.au is my website. Everything's on there. Nice and easy.
That link should be down below.
Yes. Or if you're interested in having a QHHT session on QHHTofficial.com, under Australia, of course, you'll find me.
Yay.
And how do they find you, Tracie?
They'll find me at traciemahan.com. Again, I'm doing the Arcturian Daniel surprise journey. That's on September 24th. That's a Saturday, 3 p.m. Pacific time. For Australia, that is what time?
8
well, for whatever
8 a.m. on the East Coast. Yes.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys can all make it. I'd love to see you there. It is a donation base, so it will fit any income, right? Okay. Love you guys. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, everybody. This is where we're gonna go ahead and leave you now, and we'll see you guys all next time.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.